Karen Dahlman, and this is Rodney, the board partner.
Hi everybody. First chance I've had to say Happy New Year. So you guys, Happy New Year. Hope everything is going perfect in your new year so far.
Yeah, I do too. I wish you well. And I know many of you guys write to me and ask about how to even get this board to work, why it's not working, and some suggestions. So I thought maybe if this is one of your New Year's goals is to learn to use this tool, let's, Rodney and I will talk about it a little bit and see if we can help give you some ideas and some more suggestions. Actually, if you go back and watch a lot of our videos, there's elements of that always in the video. Something you might see or hear us talk about, or even the messages might spark something in you to allow it to work.
Always a fun conversation though.
It is.
So just let me ask you this. You've been doing this for
Many
a long
years.
time, right? Before you even got your first board,
Yeah,
you were doing this.
right.
That's what got you to
year.
get your first board.
Yeah.
But then when you got into college, you got a lot more into it, or got a lot more advanced.
Okay.
Let's
yeah,
say.
All right. Yeah.
And then beyond. Was there anything unique? I mean, you could always do it. Was there anything unique about the people that you did it with? I mean, you've done it. You've had a lot of wonderful board partners.
Yeah, I have. I've been very fortunate.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I like that you're asking this. So something to think about. I think a lot of you out there are using it by yourself. That's a whole nother level of using this tool. At least for me it was. I find it easier, as I told a lot of you guys before, if you can find somebody to work it with, at least in the beginning. At least even just a session, so you know what that feels like. And so I would say with my partners I've had, the unique thing about them was that they were very open to using this tool. They weren't afraid of it. They were game. I mean, they said, I'll sit down. I don't know if I believe in it, but I'm willing to sit down and try it. So they were just at least open-minded. And then they had I would say, an inquisitive mind. I think everybody I've worked with has at least been, well, let's check this out. So I think that's, if you do sit down with somebody, find out somebody who's willing to give it a go, like not just, oh, okay, I'll do it with you because you're my friend, but use this tool with you because they're kind of curious themselves. They don't have to necessarily believe it works, or it's even spirit you're talking to, but just that they're open to trying it and not going to block it. I think the thing that a lot of people get involved with this tool is that they block it immediately, and they don't even give themselves time to even get it started, to go, oh, I tried it 3 times, it's not working. Or I've tried it for 2 weeks and it's not working. There is a period of that.
I can't get past the stigma that has been put on something like this, where it really doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when Hollywood can create, it seems like Hollywood can create anything for us, and we'll believe it just because it was in a movie.
True. Or you hear stories from people tell stories, and certain things do happen, but what makes people connect with the board? Why is it that the board did these things? That's probably a whole other video in itself, but I think, that's a whole other video in itself, because a lot of you guys reach out to me about that as well. But for right now, we're just talking about how to even get this plant shed to move. And I'm not saying move it like, yourself, pushing it around. In fact, I don't even encourage you doing that just to even get it going. I don't encourage that. I encourage you to wait for the movements to happen. Now, I can use it by myself, and this is it. This is the spirits themselves coming through right now. And this is I'm following their movement. Okay, and then there's spellings here. Okay, they said feel. Okay, I think that's really interesting, because it is about a feeling. You have to feel. You've got to feel this subtle, extremely subtle. Did I say subtle? I mean,
I think you did.
Okay, good.
I think I've heard it before.
Okay, it's very subtle, you guys. I'm telling you, it's not this demonstrative movement as you would feel if you guys are pushing it yourself. It's so subtle, you're going to question if it's even moving, and just keep your fingers with that and follow it. Follow it, meaning it pulls.
I think your first reaction is, if I'm not moving it, she must be.
Oh, if you're a partner, but let's say by yourself.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying with a partner.
Oh yeah.
I'm not moving it, but it's moving, so it must be her.
And that's fair, because when I first started at the age of 8, my little friends were showing it to me. I was a little friend then too, and it was moving. I thought, oh God, they're pushing it. This is stupid. They're pushing it. they swore they weren't. And so it's a matter of trust, you guys, too. Really pick somebody to work with that you're going to trust. That's an element of all my friends that I've worked with, or people I sat down with. When it worked really well, is I trusted them, that they weren't going to push it. And they had to trust me, too. So that helps, too. But again, I got to tell you, it's such a little minuscule movement at first. And what you see us doing here is a very strong movement. We were using the board a little earlier today. We were talking about this, and I was asking you, what did it feel like? And what did you tell me?
I just have my hands or hand, whichever way I do it, on the planchette, and I just follow the movement wherever it goes.
So you follow it, okay? So you feel that pull.
Yeah, you use the word pull, and I just.
What would you say it is then?
I don't know. I just kind of go where it goes. So I guess it would technically be
It's taking you there. Are you pushing it there?
No.
Exactly. That's why I say pull. It's not a push. You're not pushing. The energies, whatever you're connecting with, whether it's your ideomotor, the higher self, the spirits, the energies, it's moving it, and it needs your energy to be with it and feed it as well, and to follow it. So there's this unison, I would say, of the energies coming together. I know it's so nebulous, but it is so subtle. That's what I want you guys to understand. You can sit at this board for months. Marla Martinson, who's been with me on the show with Women of Ouija, it took her about 8 or 9 months it was. Every night, well, almost every night, sitting in bed before she went to bed with, just 10 minutes. Set the timer, 10 minutes, and it wouldn't move. And finally, one day it did. And then she just followed it, just like she does when she works the board with somebody. So, it could take several months. So don't give up. If this is one of your goals for the new year, don't give up if this is a tool you desire to explore. Again, try with a partner if you can find somebody. If not, just sit there with yourself and don't give up on you. Don't give up on, that you're afraid you're pushing it. And in the beginning, it doesn't matter if you think you are pushing, because you can't. It's hard to separate yourself from this subtle energy. Even when I do it myself, it feels very different than when I do it with somebody else. And so I do know there's a distinction there in the way it can feel, and it's even more subtle when you do it by yourself again. When you were working with me in the beginning, it didn't work right away. It was gibberish at first. It didn't move.
Yeah, but it would stop randomly anywhere. Right.
And it didn't really spell words. And it started maybe third, fourth session, it started making up some small words. And by, I think it was, we were talking about earlier, 6 or 8 sessions. I can go back through all my notes and figure it out. But then it started spelling out really full-on sentences. But it was like all of a sudden, it did it. It was like, it was gibberish. It was moving for him. But then all of a sudden, it's just that one time, it was words, wasn't it? It was like the law of critical mass, I guess, had been met. And else, right?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, law of critical mass.
Okay.
At a certain point, enough energy be built up between the two of us. And you do have to build up the energies with this tool for it to work. Meaning, you have to believe and hope and have a desire that it will work. It could work. Keep yourself open-minded to that. Keep yourself open-minded that it might be very subtle, and you got to learn to feel the energies. Some of the things you can do, I always say outside of this work, is learn to sense energies. So one of the techniques you can do is put your hands up like this, Rodney, and hold them far from me. Now, do you feel the energy in our palms? Now watch, I pull out. Pull out.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
Yeah.
Okay, pull further out. So you guys can start with your own energies, just you yourself. If you want to learn to feel subtle energies, you could start with a ball inside your hand, move around and see if you can start to feel that ball and work with it. I reckon I can make it bigger, and then make it bigger. And then you can take that ball and even wash it over your body, and it's a healing ball of light energy. I always say work with the light, work with light energy, do visualizations, do meditations where you feel and sense energies. Now, this is an interesting thing. I'm not sure if I've talked about this before. I do talk about it in my third book, The Spirit of Alchemy, because I think it's really important as you deepen yourself into this work. When I say this work, I'm talking about working with your spirit guides and the helpers and source wisdom, and maybe talking to the animals. That's a very subtle energy too, is to really allow yourself to be receptive to your own emotions, because your own energies within yourself help you feel things, and you have ability to feel things, so you can sense such minute stuff. And so, like, when you're talking to somebody and you get like, oh, I know that's truth what you just said, because I got chills through my body, or I got goosebumps, my hair stood up, or whatever it was. You feel that. That's that small energy. That's no different when you use this tool. You learn to sense it, the connection you're making with these energies. And that it's you learning to sense things. So don't block your feelings, don't block your emotions, learn to experience them and feel them, and then you begin to open up more of your receptors, which includes being able to sense energies. It actually opens up all your receptivity, your centers, your clairsenses, if you will, your abilities to sense stuff. What do you want to say about that? Anything?
No, nice book plug, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm just teasing.
So what were you going to say though about
Nothing. No, you know this so well, and I'm. And
well,
so,
you know a lot too. You've been using it now for 5 years. I think you're going on 5 years, and so you have a lot to say because you've been.
I still to this day try to pull. I try to lose myself in
that's
what's
good.
happening.
Yeah.
I don't try to focus on what's happening on the. I try to clear my mind. I try to blank myself out so that.
So you keep an open mind, right? You keep it open mind without a lot of thoughts in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of stumbling here only because it's really hard for me to put words to it. That's all.
Okay, well, I would say that I do that too. That's why I multitask. You'll see me with one hand and write. And actually, I was talking to him earlier today. A lot of times I'm going through a whole conversation in my mind about other things. Well, tomorrow I've got to do this for my client, and I've got to, and this spelling, and I'm doing it. I'm purposely. That's my way of checking out to allow the energies to flow. So you're right. I think there's an element of that too. Now, when you're working by yourself, you kind of have to be more. You have to rely on you to bring in the energies. But I think if you don't expect it to happen the way you think it should happen, but allow it to happen the way it's going to happen, which means it could take weeks, it could take hours, it could happen right away, and just not really having that in your mind, but just sitting down and being open to whatever it needs to spell, and being open to the gibberish, because it's like you're giving permission for the energies just to connect with you. But if we get too critical on it, it's hard for the energies to come in. It's like you're not allowing them to come in in their own way they would come in, if that makes sense. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So that I think you do that well, because in the beginning you didn't always do that. You talked about how you wondered what the message was. You'd watch me write.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you were kind of like, in a way, we try to control it.
Right.
Not that that's a bad thing, but you learned to just focus on this. You told us before.
I focus on the nail.
The little nail, right? The little brass tack right there. He'd focus on. For me, I just look at the whole. I stay at this whole because I'm the one calling out the letters. But it will take time, you guys. That's what I want you to know. So don't give up right away. And you know what? I wish that for you. I want that for you. I want you to be successful with this tool. I want you to have great joy and learn all kinds of cool things and empower yourself and be able to connect with these loving, beautiful energies that are out there for you. I really want that for you. And this is why I do this channel. This is why I share this information. This is why I write the books I write. This is why I do the shows that I do, because it's been so valuable for me in my life, and I really would love to share that with you, and that you can also have that kind of value when you use this tool. Many of you use other tools, or use yourself as the human tool, and through that process you value the ability to do readings, or like to use tarot cards or something, or pendulums or stuff. This is just one more facet of being able to do that. But I want it to be positive for you. That's another reason why I think Rodney and I, you'll see us here talking about debunking some of these myths, these superstitions, because they don't have to be there. They don't have to be there. So just come to the board with patience. You know, I always talk about the 3 Ps: patience, practice, and perseverance. And those 3 are really the golden rules to using this tool. If you have any rules at all, it's more about yourself, allowing yourself to be, to be patient, to practice and persevere, and then everything else will fall in place.
I agree.
Thumbs up. Okay, sounds good. Okay, anyway, we were talking to the guides. We've been on the board. We already did our opening statement, which is our intention of prayer. We did a breathing exercise. We did our circuitry exercise. And I know a lot of you are asking me where those are. If you watch any of our videos where we do live sessions, you'll see us go through that with you guys. We also have 2 parts we did earlier on. I think I have 180 videos now. And so if you go back, you'll see there's part 1 and part 2 we did together on how to even start using the board. If you want more information, go to those. Definitely check that out. And always, you guys, go to my website too. I got all kinds of information there. And I have links to all these different shows I do where I talk about these things. And of course, we do some of our live shows on this channel that you can go back and watch again as we talk to the energies.
And look forward to the live shows, because even even after that, I mean, she gets questioned, you know, tons and tons and tons of questions, and we're a little disappointed we can't just sit down and answer all the questions.
Oh my gosh,
but we
I wish
just
we could.
can't.
Yeah.
So pay attention. Wait for the live sessions. Get a question
Or
in.
questions from the hat. And
Or questions from the hat.
You might get a question in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But don't be disappointed if you say, hey, this is what's happening in my life. Can you help me? And we don't have.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of a half-hearted apology, but I just want you to understand.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you can only imagine how many questions I get asked, but I appreciate it. So I answer all my emails, so I just get back to you guys on stuff. So anyway, I think that's all we really wanted to say. But the guides do have a message for you. I don't know if it's about just this new year in general, or if it's about anything we said. But the guides just wanted to talk to you. So we already did our logging in. I call it logging on, and now we're gonna come back to it. And typically what we do when we're done with the session, we close it too. I mean, we always close it. You may not always see us do that. That's because after this video, we might record another video for you guys, or we might go do our own session for ourselves. So how about today we make a point to show them how we close the session?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do that today. I hope I remember. No, we will, because we're going to do another session afterwards, but we'll have to close it. Okay, that's all we wanted to say. So thank you guys again. Happy New Year, and thank you guys for being here with us and joining us. This last, I think I've been on YouTube. It'll be 2 years with this new show, but 3 years total. This spring, I think it's 3 years for me. And so thank you guys for being a part of it with me, taking this journey alongside us. I appreciate that. Okay, so you know that I record everything. Thus I have my handy dandy audio recorder. We haven't gotten any EVPs when I do this, because we're talking to ethereal beings of source energy who don't have a voice. They don't make that, they only read vibrations. They don't make sounds. So they said they wouldn't even show up on this. We record it because when I write my books, or I want to go back on sessions and write it all down, I have all the answers and everything I asked, the questions I asked, because it's too hard to write the questions down.
Remember before you got this, how you used to write every question down?
You guys, I was literally do shorthand almost and write the questions in here. Okay, hold on, you guys, wait, let me write this question down. Because I wanted to know what I said, and I did that for years.
Yeah.
For years, until like around the time you started, I guess.
Right.
4 or 5 years, yeah. I got the recorders, yeah. Okay. Here we go, guys. This is going to be for you. I'm not sure what, but it's from the guides. So turn it. You ready? Oh, you're going to go fancy one-handed on it? It's going fancy smancy. All right. So as I said, we already started. Here they come in. Here they are. So this is moving on its own. You guys, we're following it against that subtle movement, and we're just following the pole of it. And of course, we'll speed this up in a little bit. W, I, T, H, I, N, Y, O, U, R, L, I, G, no, sorry, F, E, M, A, N, Y. All right, there is our message. So it looks like this. All the words. Sometimes I write over each of the letters. I get on. They don't necessarily stay on the right lines, and then I come through and I have to send them slashes. Sometimes I can just read it and get it. After all these years of doing it, it's a lot easier now. Okay, so this is what they said to you guys. You guys ready? Here we go. Within your life, many things come and go. Many people come and go, but the constant is you. Nothing exists without you. No one exists without you. So be the you wish to be, and never ever give up on you.
I like that.
We like them all.
I know.
We're a little biased, but you know what? Anything that makes me want to go, well, what do they mean by that? I take it on surface value, but then I take it deeper. And I say, oh, okay, so they're just telling us, I think it relates to the new year, that you have these dreams that you want to achieve, or things you want to have happen, or the magic you want to pull into your life, or maybe it's using the board, or getting a new job, or just showing up, or just being. And they're saying, just don't be the best you can be. The only thing that exists that is constant is you. I would say the only thing that's constant is change. But they're saying here, it's you. Everything evolves, and truly, things do evolve around us in our lives. Like I have my own life, you have your own life, you have your own life. And those little things evolve around it, and you think about it, and sometimes we take things too personally, and we get all stuck in it. But I think that's also a way of saying, you know what? It is about you. And that's not a selfish thing. I mean, let yourself be the best you can be. And don't give up on that dream or that desire to be that, or to cherish that, or to love that. What do you want to say about it? I think there's...
No, I like it on a number of different levels. And the idea that you're the center of the universe.
You are your universe, right?
Right. And so if you're gone, none of this exists. Nobody exists, right?
Yeah.
At least for you.
Right.
So if you understand that you're the center of everything that revolves around you, then if everything around you is going to be better, you've got to be the best you can be.
I like that too, because when you when you have this energetic field of your self-centered, I always call it being in your center, and you're feeling that you are showing up as your best you, that actually changes the way others show up and present themselves to you. It's like hard not to be, when you're around somebody who's really, you love their energy, it's hard not to be in a pretty good space when you're with that person, because you know their energy is just so vibrant or so calm, or whatever it is that you like about it. It's like you shift yourself and everything else kind of shifts and falls into place.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. When you're asleep, does anything really exist? Do you mean?
Yeah, I'm having great dreams.
No, I mean the people around you. Do they exist, or things around you? Do they exist? You know what I mean?
So when you're not conscious of it, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
We can get real esoteric with that.
Sure.
I love that. So when you hear these messages, and I think that's what you were talking about earlier when we do our sessions, whether it's the questions from the hat or live or whatever, it's like you're gonna hear a message in there for you, whether it's not your question. So this is this kind of thing. You could take these, and I take these all the time, you guys, these messages, and I'll hear them again and again and again and again. I know you guys do too, because you'll write to me or you'll put comments and go, I wonder what they'd say about this if we took it further, and I love the fact you guys also bring ideas that this sparks in you. That's what the guides, who I call the guides, they love to do, is to spark us to be our own inspiration, to spark us to be our own source of creativity, to spark us to be fully free, to be ourselves. That's what this did.
That's too what that says.
That's what
right?
this message did. Yeah, that's
what
this message did for me too. Yeah, I love that. That's the fun part about it. But I think that's a great way to start the year. Just show up. Things are gonna come and go. People are gonna come and go. Things are gonna come and go. But you are the one that will always be with you. So really, you guys, I challenge you. I ask you. I know they're encouraging you too to show up and be the best you can be. Be the you that you've always wanted to be. Don't give up on you, and watch how everything else shifts into place around you. And let's make this 2019 the best you, the best you, the best you, the best us. Yay! Thank you guys for joining us. Now, what we need to do is
sign out.
Sign out. We're going to show you how we close our session. Now, there is a goodbye on my board, but that doesn't really matter because this is what we do. All right, guys, thank you so much for communicating. I'm just talking to them directly, just being kind. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you sharing your message with us, everybody here. And with that, we just say thank you and goodbye. That's it. That's saying goodbye. You don't necessarily have to go here to say goodbye. We said goodbye. We said goodbye because why did we say goodbye, Rodney?
Courtesy.
Yeah, kind.
Just kindness.
I'm going to say goodbye to you guys right now, too. Oh, well, this is Creative Visions TV. I'm your host, Karen, and we both are saying goodbye.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye, guys.
Bye.